if we can actually use that, I'm present and I am grateful. If we can use that, we can attract exactly what we want in our lives if we know how to use those two words, if we know how to use that tool. But I think many of us don't know how to use that tool. Being present is a tool that many of us don't have. We have it, but we don't know how to use it. Being present is a tool that is extended for everyone and to everyone. But the thing is, we don't know how to use it, so we can't have what we want. We can't get who we want. We can't get what we want because we're never present. And gratitude is a power, is a force not to be screwed with. Gratitude, it welcomes whatever you desire. It welcomes whatever you think about, and it welcomes whatever you experience it in you as true. And I think a lot of us don't have the meaning of being present, and we don't have gratitude. And so we always get what we don't want. We get what we don't want and who we don't want. Because why? We are not grateful and we're not present. You know, one of the things about, because today we're talking about attracting using three different laws. We're gonna use, hey Miko, we're gonna use the law of attraction, and everybody knows about that law because we don't really know about it because we hear it so often, but we don't really know what it means, right? The law of attraction. It's like gravity. We hear about it, but we don't know what it is. We don't know how it works really, right? So the law of attraction, we hear about it. It sounds good, but we don't know what it really is. We're gonna use the law of correspondence, and we're gonna use the law of assumption. We're gonna use three different universal laws to attract because, you know, a lot of us yesterday say that you want to learn how to attract the person that you want, the man or woman that you want, how to attract that person. And we hear these conversations all the time. You know, you attract what you are, you attract who you are, but it's not as that. It's not that simple. I mean, yes, it makes sense, but it doesn't say anything. Do you see what I'm saying? It makes sense, but it doesn't say much because we still don't get it. You attract what you are, but what does it mean? Let me make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me? Am I clear? Am I blurry? Am I choppy? Am I going in and out? Let me make sure before I start my rant or my conversation. Hey, Clara, how you doing? Hey, Carly, I see you. Can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Am I clear? Am I here? Am I clear? Let me open my windows. Oh. Hey, Terrellyn, good morning. Good morning. Okay, good. I'm clear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so we know. Okay, thank you. We know many people. I mean, you know, when you look on social media, you know, you hear people say, I don't want nobody, and I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I don't want a date. I don't want a relationship. And I think it's because we don't know. It's like if you work at McDonald's every day, after a while, you get tired of work, right? You get tired of work because you don't realize that there's a better position out there for you. You know, there are positions that's gonna take care of you with better benefits. Hey, Jamisha, right? There are positions out there that'll give you better benefits. These positions will actually give you time off and vacation. And so, but if you work in places that you don't like, you know, and I don't know these jobs, but let me just say McDonald's for the first thing that comes to my mind. Then when you flip burgers and do all these things, you're gonna be annoyed, right? You are gonna be annoyed. You're gonna be frustrated, and then you're gonna want to stop working and maybe have maybe government assistance, right? Because you're already tired of working. And so I want to tell you how to bring in that exactly what you desire by using those three laws. Okay? Chance, it was the best thing ever. That's what I'm talking about, Star Vibes. That's what I'm talking about. Using the law of assumption, the law of correspondence, right? And the law of attraction. Okay? So here's the deal. Like I said, many of us have given up on finding somebody decent. Thank you, Jamisha. Many of us have given up on on finding somebody that we desire. Many of us have given up. Many of us have had some bad experiences. We had some terrible experiences, man. Terrible. Like we had traumatic experiences. We are done. They have abused, you know, you have been abused, you have been neglected, you have been lied to, right? You have been hurt, you have been traumatized. You have been in even violence in your relationship. And so many of you are like, F it. why am I doing this to myself? Why would I do this again? And so you have given up thinking that it's not for you. I hear people all the time say it's not for you. I mean, it's not for me. Maybe a marriage is not for me. Maybe dating ain't for me. Maybe relationships ain't for me. But to be honest, it's for everybody. It's for every single one. We just don't know these three laws. So now, number one, let's use the law of attraction first. Okay? Y'all stay with me now. Yeah, let's use the law of attraction to understand what I'm saying. The law of attraction states that you attract everything, not just what you are. You attract everything. You attract everything. In this beautiful physical dimension that we are in, we attract everything. We attract everyone. Everything comes to us, right? Everything comes to us. Every single things come to us. Now, love, peace, and joy. I'm not sure what you are bringing in narcissists for. Hey, happiness my way. You see how we begin to think relationship? We begin to think narcissist. That's exactly why we keep attracting them, right? That's exactly why we keep attracting them. That's why we are attracting them. When you think about dating and relationship, your mind goes on narcissists, and that's why you bring them closer to you. That's why you bring them closer to you. That's why you keep messing with them. That's why you keep. You see, if you think, number one, let's just go law of the law of assumption. If you think something and you see something, when you think about it, if I think about relationship and I see narcissist, that means I am actually assuming that's what I'm going to end up with. That's what I see. That's what I feel on the inside. That's my emotions. That's my thoughts. That's my feelings. If I think relationship, assume narcissist, assume everybody's going to lie, assume everybody's going to cheat, assume everybody's going to be a narcissist, then that's what you bring to me. That's what you bring to you. And so when everybody always talk about narcissist, a narcissist, a narcissist, you keep bringing it to you, but you just don't like what you bring into you. You're the one bringing it. You are the one. Who do you think is doing it? Who do you think is doing the work? The devil? Who do you think is bringing you all these things? The devil? Who do you think? God is bringing you narcissists? The devil? Really? You don't even know it's your own mind that's doing it. You don't even know it's your own effing mind, where how you feel and what you see in your mind that brings it. Again, if you think about your mother calls you. Hey, Les, if you think about your father appears. If you think about your friend just bam. But you have to understand, it's not that you are assuming it consciously. You are assuming it unconsciously. When you have the law of assumption that says that whatever you see in your mind is what you bring towards you. Whatever you see in your mind is what you tell the universe you want it to happen. The law of assumption states whatever you create in your mind is what you want to see in your physical reality. The law of correspondence also say, as within, so without. What you feel on the inside, you give birth to on the outside. What you carry on the inside, you bring it on the outside. I think number one, we need to learn how to control our minds. You want that man that you want that woman that you want, you have to learn how to control what's on your mind. It is your job. It is your duty to control what plays on in your mind. It is your duty and it's your job to control what's going on in your mind and in your body. Because a lot of you thinking the same thing. Narcissist, liar, cheater, breakups, divorce, destruction, abuse, lies. And when you think those way, you are actually relating those things to those words, to those meanings. When you relate these things to those meanings, the scripture says, nothing is unclean unto itself. Nothing is unclean unto itself. Nothing is unclean unto itself. Nothing is unclean unto it. That was Paul talking. Nothing is bad or good, but for one who thinks, but for the one who thinks it is so, damn it, it is so to you. For the one who thinks it is so to you. If you think something is unclean and you mess with it, it is unclean. It will destroy you. It will pollute your body. It will pollute your mind. So when you think relationships and all these things and dating and it's bad, it will be bad. It has to. And so many of you don't understand you are bringing these things to you based on how you think and how you see it. You are bringing it to you and you don't understand where it's coming from. It's coming from you. You know what I had to realize? I had to find myself as the author of my fate. I had to find myself to be the author of my fate. When I understand I had a lot to do with what I have, how I feel, who I am, my situations, my finances, my mind, my body, my spirit. When I realized that it was me. When I realized it was me that did all those things, me that brought all those things. When I realized that it was me, it was the only time I could have changed it. It was the only time I could have fixed it. It was the only time I had power over what I have. And I think many of you don't see yourself yet. Many of you don't see yourself as that reason. Many of you don't see yourself in the equation. We think life is happening randomly around you. But the same thing happens. We actually believe that life is happening randomly, bringing you random things around you continuously. You know, when you ask a rich man, how is life? Man, or when you ask a successful man, how is life? He tells you exactly how life is. When you ask an unsuccessful man, how is life? He says, life is random. Shit happens, right? They say different things. When you ask a successful man about life, he says, man, life is amazing. Life is what you make it. But when you ask an unsuccessful, miserable man, he will say, life is just random. Things happen to you and you have no control. It's two complete different definitions, and that's why we end up in different places. It's not because one person is better. It's not because one person deserves better. It's because one person's mindset is different. And so how do you attract the love that you desire? How do you attract the love that you desire? Now, we spoke about money yesterday. We spoke about attracting finances yesterday. And some of the things that we spoke about attracting finances was, number one, the way how you think about money. The way how you think about money. The way how you think and feel about money, right? If you feel anxious and all these emotional stuff within you, money stays far away from you. Money stays away from you, right? Money keeps its distance because that emotions, those type of emotions, feeling poverty don't attract money. Feeling broke don't attract money. Feeling like I don't have don't attract more money. What it does, it removes money from you. Now, many of us are walking around here feeling single, right? Feeling lonely, feeling sad, feeling broken, feeling weak, feeling tired, and expect to attract something to you. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. It's the same concept. Now, let me tell you this right here. Many of us can say what we want. We can say what we want all day. I want this, I want that. I want this, I want that. I want a man who is this, a man who is that. I want a woman who is this, a woman who is that. And it sounds good because you should want what you want. But the question is, can you pull it? Can you pull it to you? Right? Hey, daughter of the Most High, can you bring that to you? That's the question. Can you bring what you want? See, we all can want mansions in the skies, but can we pull it to us? We all can want the $1 million estate, but can we pull it to us? So yes, what you want is what you want, but can you pull it? Some of us get up every morning and do the right things that makes us get what we desire. Many of us don't. Many of us just stay wanting. Some of us waking up every morning doing the damn things that they know, if I want this big ass house, then I have to have a job that brings this income. Then I have to have a credit score that a bank would loan me that money. And then I have to have different side hustles that will keep that income flowing. Then I have to have this and I have to have that. We wake up every single morning doing all those things. Then I have to believe that I can have it. Right? I have to believe that it's mine. I have to know that it's mine. Now, you wake up in the morning, you think, I want a husband. But you believe that you can't have one because men are not good. That's one. You believe that you can't have the men that you want because they don't exist. That's two. You believe that you can't have what you want because they're going to cheat anyways. That's three. You believe that you can't have the one that you want because you keep focused on the last one that hurts you. Five. And so therefore, you're not doing anything about you. You ain't doing a damn thing for you. You ain't taking care of your weight. You ain't taking care of your body. You ain't taking care of your health. You ain't taking care of your finances. You ain't taking care of feeling safe. You still feel lonely. You still feel sad. You still feel all these things, and it doesn't work. And instead of working on what you want or working on what you can fix, you give up. What if I do it? Well, what if you do? I hear women all the time. I hear women all the time say, well, what's the point of doing everything, and then he still cheat? Stupid. That's a stupid way of thinking. It's a very immature way of thinking. That's like saying, what's the point of going to school and earning a degree and getting everything and I still don't get a job that I want? Stupid, ain't it? Stupid. Yes, can it happen? Of course. But chances are, if you do what you can do, then you will get what you want. Because one thing about faith, without work, is stupid. I ain't gonna say is dead. It's stupid. Hey, Morocco, a very stupid thing. And so we have to learn. We have to learn the law of assumptions, the law of correspondence, and the law of attraction. Attracts you what you want. Hey, Marsha, attracts you what you want. Now, the law of assumption is one of the most popular laws that we use without knowing that we use it. Birth my angel, what's good? The law of assumption. Hey, Lisa. The law of assumption is one of the biggest laws that we use. Let me explain to you how you use it every single day without knowing that you use it. Let me tell you how you use this law of assumption that works every single time. You see, when you assume something, have you ever went to work, but on the way to work, you assume your boss is gonna annoy you? You assume that it's gonna be an annoying day. You assume that people are gonna piss you off. You assume that you're gonna be tired and drained, and and so when you think about work, you just get tired before you went. You ever went to work and think that your boss is about to get on your damn last nerve? That's law of assumption. Because you are seeing something in the future. You are seeing something in the future, and then whatever you see in the future becomes your present. Remember, whatever you see and feel in the future becomes your present experience. And so you are home, not bothered. You are home looking at your boss pissing you off. And when do you get pissed off? Now. When do you get pissed off? Now. I'm not pissed off when I get there. I'm pissed off now. Because what I'm doing, I'm assuming this is what's going to happen. And so before I go into work, I'm already in that. My body language speaks it. My thoughts feel it. I begin to feel annoyed because it's happening within now with me. So the law of assumption states whatever I see in the future, whatever I assume is going to happen, is happening now. Many of you are using this law of assumption in relationships without even knowing. Because when you think about relationship, somebody's going to cheat. Somebody's going to lie. Somebody's going to cross your boundaries. These men are just going to, these men just want sex. These men just want that. These men just doing this. These men just mean this. And when you think on these things, you bring in that man who you think about into your life. If you think about your mother, who calls you? Your ex or your mother? Your mother calls. It's your mother who calls. It's your mother who calls. So if you think about these men who are going to cheat on you and lie to you, who do you think going to call you? Somebody who's honest? Somebody who's loving? Somebody who's faithful? Somebody who's peaceful? No, those men are going to call you. But the majority of you don't understand the power of your thoughts and your assumption. And so when you call on to these men without consciously being aware that you are calling them and they answer, you don't like them. You hate them. You can't stand the fact that you are calling somebody and they are picking up the phone and answering you. You call them in your mind. You are calling them in your spirit, in your feelings. Do you know you are the one calling them all the time? You're the one who's calling them. Every time you think about them and you put a feeling to them. See, the feeling is you dialing their number. That's the feeling. The feeling, the thought, damn, these men are going to cheat. The feeling that you bring from that is you actually picking up the number and the phone and dialing the number. And they're going to answer to you. They're going to look at you. They're going to notice you. Why are all these men doing the same thing? Why are all these men, everybody that I meet? Because you keep calling them. Do you think about the good ones that you desire? Shortly. Very briefly. Yeah, Walla, Rasta. Do you think about the ones that you want? Very briefly. but you don't put a feeling, you don't call them because you don't even think that they exist. I asked a woman what she think all them good men are. She told me in heaven. She told me all the good men are in heaven. I said, really? She said, all the good men has passed away. She said, all the good men are married. All the good men are taken. And that's the dumbest thing to think. Dumbest thing. This is the dumbest thing. Because again, that becomes the law of assumption. The law of assumption is real. The law of assumption is actually how you get what you want in your life. How you get what you want in your life, the law of assumption. And so we have to learn that it's up to us to control what we are doing. So you guys understand the law of the law of assumption, right? It's very simple, right? Good morning and blessing on this day. Daughter of Zion, how are we doing? Do we get it? So that's the law of assumption. Don't assume things in your life that you don't want to be real. This universe, this cosmos is fluid. It's plastic. And we, by our minds, form it into solid. This entire universe is fluid. It's water. We, as man, use our thoughts and shape it like how it is. We shape it. We shape this. We the ones shaping this. Look, listen. The Creator gave us a bare land. We have trees. We have buildings. We have schools and offices. We are the one who actually build. We shape. You all don't know that. I think you all don't realize the power of man or mankind. You all don't understand it, so you all don't see the power how the mind works. It's the mind that brought everything here. It's the mind that made you drive cars. It's the mind. It's the mind that made me sit in this car. Who thought about this? Not me. Somebody did. Who thought about planes flying? Who thought about buildings? The mind. We shape everything. You shape everything in your world. This is your world. That's the law of assumption. So as you think, and you see, when you put that forecast out there, that the men who I see probably gonna make me miserable. So I'm not gonna date again. I'm not gonna marry again because I see the future. This is your future that you are being a witness to. You are being a witness to this experience. I see in my future that this man that I choose will abuse me, and then you actually get angry when he does. I see in my future that this relationship, he's gonna use me. And then you get mad when the man that you saw in your body, in your spirit, who you felt abused you. You can't. You're the one doing it. You're the one doing it. The law of attraction states again. So that was the law of assumption. Let's go to the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence says simply, whatever is inside of you also shows up on the outside of you. If anger is in, anger comes out. If unhappiness is in, unhappiness comes out. If love is in, love comes out. Whatever is in you is what you are impregnated with. You are impregnated with. Whatever is in you is what you are impregnated with. And that's what you give birth to. Now, if you are impregnated with all different types of belief system, all different types of feelings, all different types of thoughts and vision, damn it, that's what you're giving birth to. Nobody can give birth to your reality. Nobody can bring out of you what's not inside of you. Nobody can bring out of you what's not in there. And we have to understand this. We have to understand this. Nobody can bring out, hey Blue Eyes, nobody can bring out of you what doesn't exist on there. It's like you trying to have an apple and squeeze out orange juice. No matter how much you squeeze that apple, orange juice cannot come out. No matter how hard you squeeze that apple, orange juice can't come out. No matter who squeeze it, you can put your son to squeeze it. You can put your daughter to squeeze it. You can put the pastor to squeeze it. You can put the church elder to squeeze it. You're going to put your professor to squeeze it. The same thing comes out. A lot of you have a bunch of shit in you. A lot of you have a bunch of shit in you and you think something better is going to come out. A lot of us have a bunch of stuff in us, a bunch of toxic beliefs, past crap. Hey, Yasmina. We have a bunch of crap in us and we think something else should come out. That's the problem. That's what we don't see. That's what we're not realizing. That's what we don't want to accept. We have a bunch of shit in us and give. It's like you have a baby in you. When they check your stomach, you had a child in you, but when you give birth, it was to a cat. How does that happen? How does a cat comes out of a human? How can a cat comes out of a human? It's like, how does love comes out of anger? I don't see it that way. How do you get rid of not having a belief system or Let me get into those questions a bit later, okay? You want to have love come out of you, but anger is in there, right? Like seriously. Hey Dina, you want to have a good relationship come out of you, a good wife or a good husband, but inside you are hurt and scared and insecure. How does that happen? How does that happen? Seriously, how does that happen? And I think we don't realize. Nobody tells us this. We don't see it in our own selves. And so when the people don't show up in our lives, we think, well, it's because the men are trash anyways. It's because they don't exist. The men are trash. The women are trash. Women gotta be trash. They're all gold diggers. And then every woman that comes to you is a gold digger. Why? Because you call them. You bring them to you. That is your reality. That's all you can have in your reality. The law of correspondence, what's within is what is outside. What is up is what is down. As within, so without. If you understand this concept, as within, so without. If you are poor on the inside, you cannot be wealthy on the outside. We all know this. It sounds good, but yet we're still doing the same opposite. If you are miserable on the inside, misery comes out on the outside. Your situation is going to be miserable. Yet we hear it all the time. Yet we think in relationship is different. As above, so below. We think in relationship, in dating is different. And so when you meet these shitty ass people, you think, hey, I don't know why. But what's on the inside? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? You feeling shitty, right? And some of you don't even know that you're feeling shitty. Let me tell you when you're feeling shitty. You see when nothing is happening in your life? You see when you have nobody? You see when nobody's around you? You see when you are single, right? Do you see when you have no one in your life at this point, but you still feel like you can't trust nobody? You don't trust nobody? You still feel like you're lonely? You still feel like you are hurt? You still feel like you are... And you think that makes sense. And you don't understand in that moment how you feel based on what you've seen before. You feel lonely, you feel scared, you feel shitty, you feel hurt, you feel this. Then what you are doing unconsciously is you are focusing on that last person who brought those feelings. If you focus on that last person who brought those feelings, because feelings is a message that you tell the universe, this is what I want. Your feelings is actually a message that you send out that brings you back exactly what you feel. And so many of us, we feel lonely, we feel sad, we feel scared, I don't trust nobody. And when you have those feelings are records of the past, you go back to a certain individual or individuals that made you feel those, and therefore you are recreating that person. So when the person comes to you, it's a reincarnation of the same energy, same person. And so you don't understand why do I keep attracting? Because you have the same feelings. You have the same feelings. You have the same experience in your heart. You have the same assumption in your mind. And therefore you have the same person that shows up on the outside. How can you change it? You can't change it. You cannot change that. And so why do you keep attracting those raggedy ass cheaters and liars? Because you haven't let go, you haven't forgiven, you haven't released, so you're carrying it. You know, one thing that you're gonna always meet is that which you carry. Hey, Golden Melanin, What you're gonna always meet is that what you carry. You know you're gonna meet some. I'm gonna meet this water if I carry it. So I know when it's time to drink. When it's time to drink, this water is gonna be right there because I'm carrying it. I'm carrying it. I'm carrying it everywhere I am. See, whatever you carry on the inside, that distrust, that hatred, that insecurity, that anger, you're gonna meet it everywhere you go. And a matter of fact, you're not gonna just meet it, you're gonna recognize it very quickly. That's the ones that you're gonna focus on. You see, whatever you carry on the inside, it becomes your focus. That's your focus. And if that's your focus, whatever my focus goes, my energy flows. You understand that? Good morning, Lisa. Wherever, hey April, wherever my focus flows, my energy, that's where it goes. And so your energy is going to your focus. I'm focusing on men who ain't shit, focusing on men who are, the Bible says, think of these things that are lovely, things that are of good report, things that are kind and pure. Yet your thoughts are raggedy ass men, angry men, insecure men who are intimidated by you. You are thinking about all the things that you're not supposed to think about. And when you get all those things that you are thinking about, you think that it's not you. I'm not the one. It's not because of me. Think of the things that are lovely. Things that are kind and nice and pure, of good report. That's what you think about, because the Bible knows that the law of assumption is real. When you think about something happening in a certain way, it does. You ever think about that you're gonna get sick? Have you ever thought about getting sick? What happened? Think about it. What happens? If you ever thought about getting sick, what happened? But let me tell you all, even crazier. Have you ever thought about not getting sick? And you still get sick? Ain't that crazy? You ever thought about not getting sick? I hope I don't get sick. What happens? What comes? If you trying to not get sick, what happens? You get sick. Because you are trying to resist. There's a scripture that says, did the scripture says resist evil or resist not evil? Hey Carolina, did the scripture say resist evil or resist not evil? Which one did it say? Let me see how much you all study. Hey April, what does it say? Resist evil or resist not evil? Which one does it say? Come on, you all are some Bible beating people, so tell me what it says. Don't Google it. No, it says resist the devil and it will flee. That's James chapter 4. That's James chapter 4. See, you are quoting James chapter 4. James chapter 4 says resist the devil and he will flee. I said the one with resisting evil. It says resist not evil. If a person put their hands on your cheeks, turn the other cheek. Find that verse. Find that verse. It says that's when it says resist evil. Resist not evil, actually. If a person smite thee on thy cheeks, turn the other cheeks. Did you all remember the verse? Or did we overlook that verse? Or did we pass that verse? It says resist not evil. Because you know what happens when you resist evil? Evil finds you. The thing about resisting evil, evil finds you. It's attracted to you because your energy, it becomes your focus. Have you ever seen somebody who always resisting racism and it always finds them? Because it's what they always talk about and think about, and I hate racist people, and every situation, everybody is racist towards them because you are trying to resist. So whatever you resist comes to you. It comes to it's just because that's your focus. Whatever you give focus to, it grows. Remember, whatever you give focus to grows. Whatever you give focus to, you all said this, whatever you focus on expands. Whatever I focus on expands. And as I focus on that, everything else die. Let's understand that concept. Everything that I focus on expands, and everything else around it die. Have you ever been staring, thinking of something? You are in deep thoughts on something specific. Your kids calling you, friends calling you. Hey, they are dead to you. Have you done that before? That's right, Marsha. Because why? Because when you focus, everything expands, everything else die. So you telling me that you focus on this raggedy ass men who are cheaters, men who are liars, men who are abusive, men who are this. Your energy flow to that man. All the good men die. All the good men are gone. All the good men, because you did it. You committed that sin against them. You are the one doing it. Who do you think? Do you think the world hates you so much that it just keep attracting you all these raggedy people? Do you think do you think God hates you that much that you keep attracting you to raggedy, dirty, broken people? No, you are doing the crime because your focus is on these shitty people. Your focus is so much on these shitty people that you commit a crime against everybody else with your energy. Does that make sense to you all? Let me know. Hey, Kels, does that make sense or does not make sense? It's just the way I put it. It just sounds terrible. But just because it sounds terrible, how I put it, it doesn't mean that that's not what you are doing. That's exactly what you are doing. It sounds nice when you're doing it. I mean, it sounds nice. What are you confused about, Tess? What are you confused about? Which part? Before I continue, tell me which part are you confused about? Tell me which part you are confused about. Because I don't want to lose nobody. Because I really want, for the ones who want to get this, I want you to get it. Because it's about renewal of your mind, right? It's the renewing of your mind. You can't put old shit in new places. You can't put all I don't trust in a new relationship where it doesn't pertain to that. I think many of us are mixing up too much crap. You know, we are trying to put the old patch on the new garments. You can't put old patch on new garments. You can't put that old thoughts, old feelings, and old memory on the new relationship and expect it to actually patch it. It doesn't patch it, it destroys it. Many of us keep putting the old things that we've been through in the new world. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. All you are doing is recreating the old stuff. You are bringing the old stuff back to the new stuff. And so this is why the scripture says you cannot put old garments on old patches on new garments. That's the problem. You are trying to put your old way of thinking, what that person did, what your last person did, what your last two person did, because you had the same mentality, that same mind, that same fear, but you are trying to put that into the new relationship and you're going to F it up every single time. And then you're going to prove to yourself that what you think is true. That's right, all men cheat. I did it again, I'm done. Not realizing that you're the one doing it. You're the one who's been destroying it. You are the one who's been doing it. You get me now? Until we see our contribution to our lives, we can't fix it. But our biggest contribution to our life is the way how we see life, the way how we think, the way how we feel. The way how we feel. Hey, Alicia. It's the way how we feel. The way how we feel is the worst because I'm telling you, it's your feelings. It's your feelings that does the work for you. I keep saying the same things too, right? If you wake up one morning feeling shitty, if you wake up one morning because you don't feel good, you wake up one morning, you feel off. You feel just, You ever had those mornings? Nothing good happens to you that day. Nothing good happens. Nothing. Do you notice that? You're going to be late for work. You're going to be having anger at work. Drama at work. Your kids are going to piss you off. Wife or girlfriend going to piss you off. Your boyfriend pissing you off. Everybody get on your nerve. You're going to miss every green light. You're going to hit every red light. It's going to just be a bad day because you are already feeling. And what you feel is what you attract. What you feel. Understand, we attract everything. But what you feel is what you draw to you. We attract everything. So let's go So we got the law of assumption, the law of correspondence. Now let's go to the law of attraction. Let's go to the law of attraction. I'm not going to beat you with all this information because I know many of you already know the law of attraction. You attract what you are. And I don't think we understand you attract what you are. I don't think you understand what that means. Because many of us say, how are you telling me I attract what I am? But the men that I attract are liars and cheaters. But I can't stay long on this live, by the way, because my phones, they don't have that much power. You say I attract what I am, you attract what you are, but the men that I attract, so this is going to be a two-part session, okay? You say that you attract what you are, Kirk, but the man that I'm not a cheater or a liar, but I keep attracting cheaters and liars. Why do you keep attracting them? I don't know, but I'm not a liar, so that means that law of attraction is wrong. It's completely wrong, right or wrong. Isn't that what we think? That's completely wrong. Because if I'm not a cheater, if I'm not a narcissist, why do I keep attracting narcissists? Seriously, if I'm not a narcissist, how do I keep attracting? So you calling me a narcissist? Is that what you're calling me? So you saying the law of attraction is real, but it's not, because how do I attract narcissists? I'm not a narcissist. I'm nice. I'm so kind. But in all reality, you're not thinking deeply. You ain't thinking deeply. Here's the thing. Each feeling carries a vibration. What do you think is the lowest vibration? You know what? Let me tell you something very low. And you know, I did a video once about these vibrations. The vibrational charts of how much frequency or how much hertz they carry. Some of those things carry negative, they are negatively charged. I'm talking about negatively charged. Fear is one of the lowest ones. Fear, then grief. Grief is a very low, heavy vibration. Very low. Then going up is anger, resentment, jealousy. Those things are very heavy. Now, just because you are grieving doesn't mean that you're a cheater, right? True or false? Right or wrong? Just because you're grieving or just because you carry fear doesn't mean that you are a liar. But when you go on a chart of where everything vibrates, everything is not vibrating because equally, you know, a cheater attracts cheaters and you attract a liar because you're a liar. It's based on your frequency. It's based on your frequency that you're in. So the frequency of fear will be similar to a frequency of a liar. Do you all get it so far? Do you all get it? Does that make sense? The frequency that you carry that's dominant in your emotions, which is you grieving. Somebody gone 15 years ago, you're still grieving them. But that person who doesn't like himself or like herself carries a very low vibration because they have been through some abuse. You think you vibrate higher because you don't cheat and you don't lie? No. You are on the same, and so you attract the frequency that you are in. Remember, the law of vibration, you attract everything in harmonious vibration to your frequency. More specifically, you attract everything in harmonious vibration to your frequency. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Hey, it was good seeing you last night, man. So you attracted everything in that. We have to learn that it's not nothing to do with individual stuff. It's not individual energies. It's not individual anger. It's not, you don't attract individual. Well, I'm not a cheater, but you still don't want. Hey, thanks, man. You still thinking about the last person. The last person. Every time you think about that person, you haven't released them. You haven't forgiven them. So they make you anxious. They make you sad. They make you feel that. And then when you meet this man or this woman who is disrespectful and dishonoring, and so you realize, well, my fault I feel like this is the men's fault, right? It's not my fault I feel like this, it's the men's fault. But do you know that the feeling is still the feeling, no matter whose fault it is? Do we understand the feeling is still there no matter whose fault it is? It could be your father's fault, your mother's fault, your sibling's fault, it could be your ex fault, your ex-husband, ex-wife. Stop putting the blame on how you feel. Because how you feel, if it's not fixed, you're going to still attract the people just like them. So that's what it means. You attract what you are. It's not the exact energy that you are. Some of you think, I hear this all the time. I'm a successful woman. I have 3 jobs. Oh, I have a good career. I have good money. I cook and I clean. I'm a good woman. Why can't I attract a good man? Well, you know those things. That is what you do. But unfortunately, is it guilt? Guilt? Guilt happens so deep within you that you don't even understand. Sometimes you became successful because you felt guilt, or you was domesticated by your parents because you became a perfectionist. So now the perfectionist attitude is coming from this guilt. If I'm not good enough, I have to try hard, because if I'm not, I beat myself up because I really don't like how I feel when my mom look at me or my father. And so we pick up these success based on a negative foundation. The foundation of needing self-approval or love or self-this or needing all this validation. And we don't understand that we're carrying those things because those things are very quiet. Those things are very, very, very quiet. Guilt and shame is very quiet. When you carry guilt and shame on your body, in your body you have shame, you don't like how you look, every time people look at you. Have you ever worn an outfit? Hey, what's up, Invest? Hey, Hot Quarter. Have you ever put on an outfit and get dressed to go out, and when you went out, you don't like how you look? How do you feel? Do you think your vibration is high or low? No matter what job you have, what career you have, how do you feel? Do you think your vibration, in that moment, you are vibrating high or vibrating low? Think about it. It's not based on your character this time. It's based on how you think you look. It's based on how you see others looking at you. It's based on what you think that you look like. And so when you go out and you don't like your outfit, your focus is what? On your outfit. It's very low. It's a very low vibration. And sometimes in those vibrations, you attract raggedy ass people who carries their vibration for no matter what reason it is, they're carrying it. And so when you see them and they see you, bam, it makes sense because you attract everything in harmonious. You see, people come to you. Raggedy people come to you and you don't realize why they come to you. you think they're coming to you because when them raggedy people come to you, it's time to look at yourself. When you see all them people coming to you, look at yourself. You might be carrying something. Ali, what's good? You might be carrying something. You might be carrying, flies just don't attract the trash because they like how it looks. Flies just don't attract flies just don't gather up around trash because it's just a place to be. There's something that the trash is there. It's something there that the flies want. It's something there that makes the flies feel comfortable. It is something there that makes these flies and it's not because when you are healed, you attract a bunch of raggedy people. Stop that nonsense. Cut it out. It's just making excuses for the things that you don't know about yourself that you haven't figured out or haven't accepted. So yes, you're successful. Yes, you have a nice career. Yes, you have a good business, but you keep attracting. But what are you carrying on the deep inside? Because that is very loud. Your guilt is very loud. Do you know how loud guilt is? You know how loud guilt is? When you're carrying a guilty conscience? You know how loud it is? It's very hard to outshine that guilt. From your behavior, from your successful possessions. It's very hard to outshine that guilt with your possessions, your worldly possessions. It doesn't match up, does it? It don't. You really can't. It's very hard to outshine that shame with your car or your house. You can't. You're gonna still feel ashamed. And that shame will F with you and people don't understand the power of guilt. You know what guilt really is, man? Guilt is the right to condemn yourself for being guilty of a crime that you probably thought you did or you didn't commit. Guilt is just a short word that we use for guilty. And when you are guilty, something about yourself that comes the judge. Because when you are guilty, you begin to judge thyself. And when you judge thyself, you sentence yourself. You punish yourself. And when you punish yourself, you lock yourself away, you become unavailable. You become unavailable. And so the rewards And the things that you should want, you can't have them because subconsciously you have blocked yourself in this prison of guilt. And you think now, but since you have a big house, a nice car, a good job, then you should attract better men. And that's not how it works. Because in all reality, that unconscious, subconscious experience of guilt is strong. They say, no, you can't, you don't really want that. You can't have that. You're gonna sabotage it. If you have it, you're gonna sabotage it. Yeah, quarter, you're gonna sabotage it. It's not for you. So you're gonna find excuses. He's too nice. You're too kind. You're too soft. I don't have no chemistry. But the raggedy ones, right? The raggedy ones. Oh my God, it's so much chemistry. Because when somebody can come in and open up you to different feelings that you already agree to, chemistry is formed. Chemistry is formed. How can I stop judging myself? Leave yourself alone. Ain't shit wrong with you. You are comparing yourself. You see, we judge ourselves mostly when we compare ourselves to everybody around us. How people are growing, the rate of their growth compared to the rate of yours, the way how they look compared to you, the way how you look, the way how they speak compared. Leave yourself alone. Stop effing with yourself. What are you judging yourself about? What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with you. Because if it's really wrong with you, you can fix it. And if you're not fixing it, that means you're lazy. So the thing that you should judge yourself on is being lazy. That's it. If you want to fix it, you're going to fix it. I'm not going to go in there judging myself against some big old dude in the gym. No, I'm going to go in there and lift weights. I'm going to go lift some weights, learn how to get big because I see him big. I can do it too. Let me put some... Hey, how did you get that size? Tell me. All right, how much reps? Okay, how many sets? How many times a week? Bet. All right, listen, I ain't judging you. You're doing your thing. And to judge somebody for their negativity is for you to... It's just you just want to be the better devil. I judge myself for what Dad and I chose for my kids. Then stop choosing it. Stop choosing it. Choose something different. You judging yourself just waste your time. It's a waste. Let me tell you what brings your vibration down. Why you keep attracting those things. You find excuses. You find excuses to be stuck. Instead of fixing what you see that's wrong, you're going to keep doing it and then tell yourself what you keep doing. It makes no sense at all. You make excuses to be stuck. If you knew this, the point of growth is to see what you are doing wrong and do the opposite. But we see what we are doing wrong, complain that we are doing it wrong, feel bad for doing it wrong, criticize ourselves for doing it wrong, and then feel bad even when we are doing it right. It makes no sense. You are wasting your time. There's no growth in that. No growth at all. It's actually silly stupidity. It's actually ridiculousness that we are doing. Hey Venus, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. When you see yourself doing something bad, oh damn. Oh, you remember when the Christ said, when you have 100 sheep and you lose one, you will leave that 99 and go look for that one. And when you find that one, you will rejoice. Right? You will rejoice. Oh, thank you, Father. I have found the one. Right? Thank you so much, Venus. Thank you so much. I have found the one. But when you find out what the truth is, you all get mad. You pissed off. When you have found the one that you was missing, you all get angry. Damn it. I wish I have known. I wish you wasted your time here. People. Give me a second. Let me get back on track because I don't want to start the questions yet. Hey, Michelle. Michelle, you know what? I'm going to answer your question because I know you're always one of my people. Why is it that people in general think you feel less than because you are happy being you? I know all of my flaws, and when others feel or see my flaws and are not satisfied with them, they belong to me. I mean, it's true. I embarrass my flaws. My forehead can't be checked. Your forehead is, just because something looks different doesn't mean that it's a flaw. I think we have to stop looking at, hey, Orinthia, I think we need to stop seeing, one of the easiest ways to bring down your vibration is to look at yourself and not accept this stuff about us. I think that's one of our biggest, that's one of our biggest flaws. That's one of our biggest thing that drops, because you know why? You're messing with your own vibe. You're messing with your own vibe. I know people, right? I know people, right? Yeah, Michelle. You know, you one of my people, man. You know, you support all my videos, so I do appreciate you. I know people who are overweight. Have you ever been this person? Or you know this person? You overweight. You go to the gym, but you feel uncomfortable because you think everybody's looking at you, because of your size. True or false? Do you know what I'm talking about? You go to the gym, you overweight. You know you're overweight. You're insecure about being overweight, so you don't want to go to the gym. Or when you do go to the gym, you feel everybody looking at you, so your vibe is done. Your vibe is you kill your own vibe, and so you're not going back there because anybody looking at you. Anybody care? Ain't nobody looking at you. Anybody looking at you. And so we kill our own vibe. When you kill your own vibe, your attitude, your words, what you think that you deserved, your self-image begins to suffer. Right? But when I look at my nose, right, that many people might say is big, I don't really mind it. I don't care that it's big or not. It never stopped me from getting what I want. So if it's really and truly, is it really a flaw? My nose is not my flaw. And when I see flaws, the things that you consider flaw are usually things that you can change. I asked a lady once, what do you think? Why do you think that you're not perfect? Well, my attitude, well, you can fix that, can't you? Yes, but then it's not a flaw. It's a choice. You're just rude. You're disrespectful as a human being. It's not a flaw, you're just rude. Because you don't realize that you have the power to change it. It's just your attitude. I mean, we think we are not perfect because of these flaws, but these ain't flaws. These are what you keep doing because that's what you want to do. Well, my flaw is I can't control my mouth. Yes, you can. You're just disrespectful and rude. Hey, Mattia, ain't nothing wrong with your mouth. You just choose not to have discipline. That's what it is. That's not a flaw. That's a behavior. That's a practice that you don't use, that you don't take seriously. And unfortunately, many of us are just lazy, and so we say, I have a flaw. We don't have flaws, really. You know, one thing about nature looks different. You're going to see stuff growing on trees. Have you ever seen moss growing on a tree? Does it make the tree less perfect than it really is? Think about it. Have you ever seen the tree less perfect because it has growth on it? Probably not. And so one thing about us, we might have a bigger nose or darker skin or this or that, and we think it's a flaw. It's not a flaw. It's just memory. And I think that drops our vibration or frequency. The law of vibration, right? The law of vibration, you have to understand, you attract what you are in harmonious vibration in. If you keep attracting something, you have to see it within yourself. You have to learn to understand that's what you attract. And that's how you learn. You know, that's how you learn what you are, by your mirror. When people come to you, that's your mirror. Seriously, that is your mirror. That's what comes to you is a lot of times, if the same thing keep coming to you, it's your mirror. You see, people ask me, how do I keep attracting these abusive men? Well, do you see yourself as a victim? Do you feel like a victim? Do you think that you are a victim? Do you feel victimized? Well, yes, but that's because of, then that's why they keep coming to you. Why else do you think? What you feel is what you assume. What you assume is what comes to you. What you feel is because you see something happening. If you feel something, it's what you are seeing in your mind. And that generates a feeling. And that feeling is what attracts to you what you need to bring that balance. And you know, balance, the universe is about balance. What does a victim need? A victimizer. Ain't that true? I don't understand that. What does somebody who is miserable need? Somebody who make them miserable. Bring the balance. You just don't like it. But it is still true. And so why do I keep attracting people who who abuse me? Because that's what you see in your mind. Who is the master of your faith? Again, who is the master of your faith? Some of you say Jesus. I don't get it. I know I don't get it because I keep using these terms that in the Bible, and it sounds good, but yet it still puts you all in the same place. It's still you all in the same place, in your same life, in the same misery, in the same anxiety, in the same sick body, in the same sick mind. So that means what you're thinking is not true. It's not. It's probably not true. You do have choices, Mike. Indeed, you really have. You do have choices. You know what I mean? We say all these things, Jesus and God, but yet we're still stuck in the same trauma, still stuck in poverty, still stuck in a whole bunch of places. The thing is, we don't want to accept responsibility or accountability. You say, I once desired being in a relationship with a guy who was very kind. I was in a bad relationship, but eventually we entered in a relationship. Sometimes I get scared of my thoughts. That's real. Breezy, that's real. A lot of us are going to experience some. Listen, you know, here is the thing. Here's the thing that we do, that we don't know that we're doing. When you finally meet that person, or that situation that's safe, a lot of those old feelings are gonna come. A lot of those old feelings are gonna come. If you hold on to those feelings, you're gonna get rid of that person. That person can't stay because it doesn't align with what you have. You see, what you have and what you feel must align. It must be in alignment, right? What you feel and what you have must be in alignment. It has to be in alignment. If it's not, you can't keep it. You can't keep it. You could probably get it. You know, some days you can meet somebody who's good. Listen, some days your vibration don't stay the same all day, every day. Your vibration don't stay the same forever. Your vibration don't stay the same. Your vibration changes. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Because why? The day changes. The temperature changes. Everything changes. Things happen to you. When things happen to you, in that moment, your vibration is affected, right? If somebody hits your car one day when you're driving, bam, you was in a good place. Next thing you know, you pissed off. Damn, my vibration just dropped. It just dropped. It's the emotions and the feelings that carries most of these vibrations. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your feelings carry most of these vibration, or it's one of the biggest reasons for your vibration. It's not the only reasons, but those are heavy. And so one thing about your thoughts carry a big deal because you know what? How you think usually affect how you feel. Right? How you think usually affect the way you feel. How you feel affect what you do. And what you do affect what you get back. Does that make sense? Does that make what you do affects your life? It affects your reality. A matter of fact, what you think affects your reality because your feeling of it. The assumption comes in. Your thoughts is the beginning stages. Your thoughts are just silent words that you don't want to say out loud. But if it's something that you keep saying over and over and over and over and over, the boy who called wolf. You all ever read the story, the boy who called wolf? You all remember the story? The boy who called wolf? You all remember? The boy keep calling wolf. What showed up? The wolf showed up. How you think affects how you feel, indeed. Hey, Angie. So after a while, you keep calling wolf. You keep thinking this. You keep thinking this. You keep thinking this. It shows up. That's how. Let me tell you this, brothers and sisters. That's why we are perfect. That's why you have the power to create. Because what you think consistently shows up in your physical life. That's where your perfection lies. That's where your perfection is. See, you think in all this stuff. You think in one way and expect something else. And then you say nobody is perfect. You think sickness and you get sickness, but you think you're not perfect. Not realizing that you don't think in health. See, think is a whole different reality. Your thoughts is a whole different reality. Let me explain. If you are thinking in health, you're going to see in health. Once you see in health, you're going to feel in health. Once you feel in health, you're going to do what a healthy person will do. And so therefore, you align. And so therefore, health comes. If you do what somebody rich does, like for instance, you save money, you invest money, you spend less, you this, richness is gonna come. Wealth do come. And so just because you're not wealthy yet, but if you keep doing what they do, you will get there. Same as health. But many of you feel shitty, feel terrible, and then expect to be healthy. That's not how it works. But you start thinking positive thoughts. How long? If you start thinking negative thoughts, but you start thinking positive thoughts, how long does it take for things you attract to align? That's a good question. Let's say this. Let's put this in dating. Let's put this in dating, okay? Jamisha, I'm gonna relate the question to dating and meeting somebody who's quality, since we're talking about attracting your partner, okay? So the question is, my body, I already see my body dying. The question is, if you are always thinking negative thoughts, let's say about men or women, but you start thinking positive thoughts, well, men are good. Kirk told me to say men are good, and my body about to die. Kirk told me to say men are good in my mind, and so let me keep saying this, right? How long does it take for you to attract to a line? Now, let me ask you a question. I want you to think to yourself right now, I want you to think to yourself, I am in perfect shape. I am in perfect shape. Tell me tell me what happens. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? I'm in perfect shape. Hey Didi, I am in perfect shape. Do you believe it? Right, no. You know why you're not believing it? Because there's not a feeling that's aligned to it. Now let's try something else. Let's try something, okay? Let's try something. I want you now to say to yourself, I am in perfect shape. And as you say I am in perfect shape, I want you to see that shape in your mind. See your body in your mind. See you doing the things that brings that shape. See you doing the things that if you was that shape, what would you be doing? See yourself doing it. I give you 2 minutes. Oh, I'll give you 1 minute. As you say, I am in perfect shape. I want you to see yourself in your mind as that perfect shape. And when that vision comes, be that person. Do the things that you will do if you was in a perfect shape. And then feel that feeling of the perfect shape. You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute. 15 seconds left. Did you believe it? Did your mind believe it then? Did your mind accept it differently? Happy Thursday, Larry. Did your mind accept it differently? It's different, right? It's different. Why? Because you impressed your mind. You actually impressed your mind with the feeling and the vision, right? And so until you can impress your mind, remember, you have to impress to express. When you impress, you can express. The impression gives birth to the expression. That gives birth to something else, that thing. And so when you learn to impress your mind with your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your vision, it becomes real. And so when you say, now I am in perfect shape, you actually felt it. You actually felt it. And so that's when it takes root. That moment. It takes root. So how long it takes? It depends on you until it takes root. Some people don't do that part. So some people keep saying every day, I'm in perfect shape. That you say it, but you don't feel it. And it might sink in after a while, but it takes a longer process. Does that make sense? When it comes to dating and relationship, it's the same thing. You cannot say, you can't say, I want a healthy relationship, but you feel like you are being strangled. Does that make sense? You can't say things like, I attract healthy relationship. It sounds good, but you feel alone and lonely and sad and hurt. Does that make sense? That's exactly what we are doing. That's exactly what we are doing. We are saying, I am speaking in the present. I am in a healthy relationship, but my feelings is based on the past. Which one is stronger? The feelings is stronger. And so the feelings is what goes out and bring back. It's not the thought, it's the feeling. Truly, hiding your thoughts, mind, and think it happened is surprising. Yeah, it does. So in other words, that while you say your thoughts and feelings must align, I get it now. Indeed, they have to align. You know what makes you bring those raggedy men or raggedy women to you? Because if you think about them, don't you feel their energy? You feel them quick. Hey, boy, mom, thank you so much. How are you doing? You see, when you think about them, when people answer the question, what do you look for in a man? You know what you say? Well, I want somebody who is happy, somebody who's kind, somebody who's loving. Great, it sounds great. Somebody who is a good communicator. It sounds good, right? It sounds really good. But do you understand what you are doing, though? Let me understand what you just did, all right? When you're saying somebody who communicates, somebody who is nice, somebody who's kind, you don't really feel it. You don't feel the effect of having that person. But when you speak on somebody who is disrespectful, when somebody who is abusive, you feel that man in your spirit, don't you? You feel that man in your spirit. Do you notice that? Let this be the key. You feel that man a lot quicker than you will feel the one who is doing good. True or false? Let me know when you get it. Think about it. Let me know when you get it. Hey, bro, how are you doing? Because the feeling is familiar. That feeling is still fresh. That feeling is your last experience. And so that one is quicker to feel. That one is quickly to feel. It's easier to feel because you have seen it. It has already impressed your senses. You have tasted it, smelled it, looked at it, saw it, and so it's easier to remember it. And so the feeling comes back. And when the feeling comes back, that's what comes to you. And so that's why when you meet that person, it gives you high chemistry because you already have the feeling. You already have the feeling. Since you have the feeling already, that person that you meet, that toxic person, always give you high level of chemistry. There's always a chemistry because the feeling that you're already seeing is already in your body. And so when you see that man or that woman, they come close to you, you have chemistry. Why? Because that's the one in your spirit. That's the one you remember. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one you feel. That's the one. That's the one. So the chemistry is, woo! Make excuse for the real ones. Do you see why chemistry is very misleading now? Do you understand? Because have you ever saw a commercial with a meal that you want, a new burger or a new pizza that came out, a new pizza, a new burger, a new meal, a new dish that came out, right? Have you ever seen that person? I mean, have you seen the commercial? And you realize, oh, that's what I want. Oh my God, I want that. I want that. That's the one I want. I'm thinking about it. I feel it. I could imagine myself eating it. And when you go to the restaurant, nothing happens when you see the other meals. Nothing happens. You look at the menu for that one thing. You look in, and when you see it, that same feeling comes, that chemistry comes, that same, you begin to feel that feeling. That's exactly what you just did. You connected both. You connected what you saw. When you saw it, it made sense. That same feeling came. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you get it? Just like that car that you bought or that house. When you saw it in your mind, when you saw it, you recognized it. When you recognize it, chemistry happens. When you recognize something, chemistry happens in your body to say that's the one. That's the one. But the one is not what you want the one to be. The one is who you feel most strongly about. And sometimes the one you feel most strongly about is the one that gives you the most chaos. Only applies to unhealed people. That is not true at all. There's no such thing as unhealed people. There's no unhealed or healed people. There's just people who people are, people think that, a lot of people think that they are healed, but they are still poor. How are you healed and poor? What are you healing from? Poverty? We can't say unhealed people. What are you unhealed from? Because we all have an area in our lives where we struggle. Some physical pains, some overweightness, some food addictions, some relationship trauma, some guilt people, some this. We all have areas in our lives that we have to deal with. And so when we say, you know what I mean? Seriously, like, so when we say unhealed people, some people are healed, but they're still broke. So have you healed yourself from poverty yet? Have you healed yourself? So I'm saying, so we gotta be careful with that. That unhealed and healed stuff. We gotta be really careful. Because a lot of us, it's not about being healed or unhealed, it's about being conscious. Being aware. Healed but broke, right? Healed but broke, right? Butterflies, tell me he's better. And so, do you get what I'm saying though? How do you change it? Unfortunately, that's gonna be part 2. How do you change it? What if you feel nothing when you meet someone? That's good. When you feel nothing, then it's not based on the past, it's based on the present. When you feel nothing, it's not based on the past. Remember, feelings are based on the past. When you meet somebody and you feel something, something is feeling familiar. So your body is just reacting from it. Your body is reacting. Your body is giving some familiar experience to you. Remember, the body only focuses on what's familiar. That's what the mind picks up faster. So when something that feels and looks familiar, it's like, for instance, the last thing that made you throw up, if you see it again without eating it, your body's gonna, why? Because the last is familiar. So when you see it again, you want to throw up, right? You want to throw up because it's the same. The body is remembering, the mind remembers, and so therefore you have a whole experience. Does that make sense? And so when you meet these people that you feel nothing from, that's good. That's a beautiful start. You see how I can put these simple analogies and make it make sense? Because it's what we do every day that we are not aware of. These things are what we do every day that we are not aware of. Okay? It's what we do every day, what happens to us every day, but we're not aware of. And so all I'm doing is putting a thing that you can understand with it. Same laws. First time today, want to be good. If you want to be aware, if you want to pick up somebody, if you want to pick up on somebody's energy, what you have to learn to do is learn to stay relaxed. The more you can stay relaxed, is the more you can pick up on their energy. When you are relaxed, you're not feeding yourself thoughts and feelings. You are open. When you are relaxed, you're open. If you are open, you pick up information from everything in this planet. The closest ones to you, even better. When I see my ex-husband, my body remembers, yeah, bird, like that's real. Yeah, and so that's what happens. So when you meet somebody, you have to relax. See, many of you, when you meet people, you already feel anxious. You're scared. And so you don't know what you're picking up, if it's yours or theirs. Is it your own fear that you're picking up or theirs? Is it your own doubts or theirs? Is it your horniness or theirs? Is it your anger or theirs? You don't know. I love you, Jamisha. I hope that makes sense. We have to learn. We have to learn. When you meet somebody, go. And I'm gonna tomorrow when I come back live, or maybe later on today. I might do later on today. To do part 2, I'm gonna teach you how to meet somebody, how to put your energy, how to place your energy. So when I come back on this live, I can't bring it. Boo boo, I can't say it now because my phone is about to die. So if I start that conversation, it's gonna take forever. All right. Good. I'm glad it makes sense. You gotta follow me to get notified, I guess. I think if you follow me and subscribe to me, and also subscribe to me on my YouTube channel too, because my YouTube is where I go live too sometimes. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube is Conscious Kirk, Conscious with a K. I don't know what time yet because I have little ones and I gotta make sure they eat and stuff. And when you have little ones, my time, I have to be very careful when I say a time because my little girl like to lay on me. So my little one like to lay on me and after work, after school, and so I usually give her time. I can times. I can. So listen, I'll come back later on today or maybe tomorrow at this same time and we're gonna talk some more. I'm gonna tell you about, let's go deeper into to the laws of attraction, the law of vibration. I mean, those are one law. The law of attraction, the law of correspondence, and the law of, and how to create that thing within you so you meet them out on the outside, okay? So that's what I'm going to teach the next time. Met my friend in person and felt nothing. I was concerned, so thank you for clarifying that. Good, good. Feel nothing. You don't have to, feeling is records. Remember, I say this all the time. Feelings is records of the past. You only know what to feel. Hey, Erica, you only have a feeling when something is familiar. Only, again, there have been many times when you don't know what to feel about something because it never happened before. Feelings are records of the past. Feelings are records of the past. If you've seen it before, you can feel it. If you haven't, do you know how wealthy feels? Do you know how wealth feels like? Do you? Who knows what wealth feels like? Wealth. To be wealthy and rich. Anybody? Erica. But seriously, do you know how wealth feels like? Probably not, because you never felt it before. It's not in your records. If you know what it feels like, it's probably because you've been there before, right? But if you don't know what it feels like, it's because you've never been there. And so feeling it is not really, it doesn't, you know, you can't feel wealthy if you're not there. Sometimes if you have been sick or if you have been struggling with a disease or something for a long time, you know what health feels like? Probably not. And if you can't feel it, then you can't attract it. If you can't feel it, then it's not familiar. But what's familiar is poverty or being broke. So you can feel broke any moment. And it triggers your brokenness. Anything, you pay your bills, you pay 2 bills, triggers your brokenness. You know, you do one thing, it triggers your brokenness. And so it triggers easily because it's more relatable to you on what you experience. All right? You all have a blessed day. Time to do what you enjoy. Have a blessed day, and I see you guys later, all right? That's what you mean. Can't miss what I never had. But, well, yeah. You all be blessed, all right? I'll see you guys another time.